Good morning. It's Tuesday, November 17th. And on Saturday, the president's mega march didn't really materialize. But large crowds did show up. And it was a very, very diverse crowd. There were many Trump supporters of all stripes, including right-wing and far-right groups, to protest the election results. And among those groups were such people as the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, and the Three Percenters. Also in attendance was Alex Jones, the famous or infamous conspiracy theorist. And last but not least, there were several Republican congressmen there, but the article didn't name them. And the only sighting of President Trump at the rally was when his motorcade passed by because he was on his way to play golf. So this rally was relatively peaceful. I think a few people got arrested for something, but nothing major was going on. And it was made up of pro-Trump people, some people of the far right, and then there were, of course, those hateful extremist groups. And, of course, many of them who still think that the election was rigged because the president won't give up. And so now I will turn to another topic, which, of course, is good news, very good news. Moderna has announced that its preliminary trials show that its coronavirus vaccine is more than 94% effective. This, of course, has caused the stock price to shoot up. This company's CEO, Stefan Bancel, has called it a game changer. Of course, I would expect him to say nothing less than that. But on the face of it, it seems very, very promising. The results were pretty amazing. The analysis showed there were 95 confirmed COVID-19 infections among the trial's 30,000 participants. Now, of the 95 cases, 90 of them came from the placebo group. Those are the people who are getting injections, but they're not getting the vaccine. So there were only 5 confirmed cases in the vaccinated group, and that's very good. This vaccine is a 2-shot vaccine. You take 1 dose and then 28 days later you get the second dose, which differs from Pfizer's vaccine in that Pfizer's vaccine is also 2 doses, but it's 21 days apart. The other difference between this vaccine and Pfizer's vaccine is that this vaccine can be stored in a refrigerator or a freezer, whereas Pfizer's vaccine needs to be held, I'll call it an ultra freezer. And that could be a major difference because not everybody would have an ultra freezer in their houses. Bancel also said there were no significant safety concerns. The vaccine was safe and well tolerated by the majority of the test participants, and probably the worst thing that happened was the pain in the arm. And there was some muscle pain and headache after the second dose was delivered. So, all in all, this is a very, very positive result. And Moderna plans very soon to start vaccinating teens, people between the age of 13 and 18 or so. And then after that, they will start doing children under the age of 12. And he's saying we must take these safety precautions because safety is priority number 1. Now, of course, I'm sure that Donald's not too happy about the safety precautions. Moderna also said it expects to have approximately 20 million doses of the vaccine ready to ship in the U.S. by the end of this year. and that it expects to manufacture between 500 million and 1 billion doses globally in 2021. So that's the good news on the COVID front. The bad news on the COVID front is the administration's continued resistance to providing the incoming Biden team with any information. President Trump has categorically denied them access to his coronavirus task force. Every pundit out there is saying it's critical that the task force get this information before they come on board. So they know exactly what has happened up to this point and what mistakes have been made and what challenges have been met. So this insistence on the mail fraud and the delay of the transition is killing this nation. And I literally mean killing it. Thousands of people are getting sick every day, and thousands are dying. We're almost up to 250,000 dead. And in a country like ours, that's a disgrace. But Trump doesn't give a shit. He spent the weekend, while the U.S. passed 11 million infections, he spent his time amplifying the lie and misinformation about his election loss. Now, I think that at some point he weakened a little bit and acknowledged that Biden won. But then he went back to defiant twittering. So the man, by refusing to cooperate in a transition period and by refusing to admit that he lost the election, he is putting millions of people in jeopardy. Millions of people in jeopardy. And for some strange reason, his base still remains loyal to him. It's an unconscionable situation. It's a situation that I don't understand. Any person with half a brain would understand that we need to have a seamless transition. So there you have it for today. Some good news, some bad news, and a plea to please get on with the transition. So having said that, I will say goodbye, and I'll see you in the morning.